Hey there friends, and welcome back to Make Your Money Thrive. I'm Christina, and today I am going to be doing a cash stuffing, my weekly cash stuffing into my weekly expense categories. Now this is the second weekly cash stuffing that I'm doing here in the month of January in the new year, and my categories have changed for the new year. I have added on two additional categories that I did not have in my weekly expenses before. So I have added on eating out and fun when my categories used to just be groceries, gas, household, and spending. So for this week, I am not going to have anything to put into eating out or fun simply because I didn't have that pre-allocated from December when I put cash into my longer term expenses envelopes. But starting with the next weekly cash stuffing, I'll be able to put cash into all of the envelopes. So I just wanted to mention that before we kind of get into the cash envelope stuffing. So I do have my long-term expenses in this binder here, so I'll be using that. And I also took out my January week 2 expenses sheet from my Money is Thriving budget planner, which is my budget planner that I have designed. I do have it linked down below. It is a printable budget planner if you are still looking for one for the new year. But I like to put my starting balance for my categories in my weekly check-in spot when I stuff, so that I know if I put less or more than I typically do for that category for the week. It's right here, it's documented, and I have it for when it's time to do my weekly check-in. So I'm gonna start by just listing out the categories that I'm going to stuff, which will be my expenses. So I am ready to rock and roll. So the first thing that I usually like to do when I am going through and stuffing my cash envelopes, usually I will have done my weekly check-in by now, but I actually haven't done my weekly check-in yet for January week 1. So everything would be out of my cash envelopes, but since I know I didn't, I just want to pull out any cash that's remaining, and I just have $1 in spending. And this is going to go towards my cash sweep savings challenge. So I'm going to set this aside for when I do my January week 1 check-in, so that I have that to put towards my cash sweep savings challenge. But now these are empty, and these are the envelopes that I'm using right now. They fit inside of a couple of different wallets that I use, as well as my purse, like the smaller purses that I typically use if I don't have a wallet going in there. So I got these off of Amazon, which are linked down below, and I just created the inserts. I do think that I'll probably set this up in my shop as well once that goes live. But I'll definitely leave these linked down below so that if you're interested in grabbing these little envelopes, they're pretty sturdy, not terrible. You can't really fit a ton in them though, but I will leave them linked down below for you. So let's jump right in and get started. So I want to go to my long-term expenses envelopes, which are here in the back, and I am going to be putting some dividers and stuff like that into my cash envelope system, just to make it a little easier to navigate, and I will record that, kind of organizing it and decorating it so that you can kind of see how I do that. But I'll start here with groceries, and I just have 1 week left in groceries because this was money that was allocated in December from December income. And then when I do my next January paycheck budget, my second paycheck budget for the month of January, I'll be adding additional cash into these categories. But I have $120 in groceries, which is my weekly groceries budget. So I'm going to put that into my groceries cash envelope, and I'll write down over here $120 as my starting balance. And then the back, this is how it looks. Without the insert, it is just completely clear, which is nice. So then the next category is gas, and in gas I do have $30. That is my weekly budget for gas, so I'm going to put 30 on my week 2 expenses, and then I will put this right here into my envelope for gas. And then household is next, and household I do a little bit differently. With household, I kind of do more of a monthly budget. So I had $50 here in household, but I used 10 of it. So I have $40 left here in household, and I will go ahead and put that into my household envelope because I will be needing to stock up on some household items here soon this weekend when I'm recording this. So I will put that $40 in here, and I will write down $40 as my starting balance for week 2 in household. But this is an area that I typically carry over. So I am going to also, just so that I take care of it, where it says carry over with my expenses, I typically don't carry them over because that allows me to apply it towards my cash sweep savings challenge, which is where I just save any cash that's remaining in my weekly expense categories at the end of the week, and then I can apply it towards a goal that I am saving towards. But I am going to list yes for household just so that that's already in there. And then if there's anything left over in households for the last week of the month, then that's when I will sweep it towards my cash sweep, and you'll see that when I get there. But that is my cash in household. And then the next category is spending, and this is the last category that I'll be stuffing because again, there's nothing in eating out, nothing in fun, because those are going to start in January with January income. So spending typically was getting $60, but I know that I cut into this spending money at the beginning of the month because I wanted to take care of something, and I decided to give a lower allocation to this week. So I have 20, 30, 35, 36, 37. And I knew that that would work because I knew that this weekend my kiddo and I were gonna go out and have a little bit of a fun time doing stuff, and that I would be drawing from my fun money category, which is a sinking fund. So I knew that it would be okay if I kind of shorted myself here this week for spending. So I'm going to put this $37 into my spending wallet, and I'll make sure that I put 37. And that's why I like to write this down on my weekly check-in, because this is a key example of me putting less in a category than I usually would. And if I didn't have that documented, then it could completely derail my finances. When I do my weekly check-in, I would think that I have a whole bunch of cash that's not accounted for and all of that. So get that in here. And there we go. All right, so my expenses have been stuffed for the week, and this is what the envelopes look like when they have some cash in them. And I am all ready to go for January week 2. So I hope that you enjoyed watching me get ready for January week 2 for my expenses. And if you did, make sure you put a like on this video. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to get subscribed. I do budgeting content with my own personal budget, as well as share some tips and tricks to make your money thrive in 2025 and beyond. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.